Okay, so this video will give you an overview into the activity you're required to do for files. You will be able to download this file here. It's a large file with 700 lines of stuff. It is the first fleet database, that's FFDB2. I've just changed it to get rid of some stuff, but basically it's got the names and some details of the people who were transported to Australia on the first fleet in 1788. You will be required to go in here and you'll be importing something called CSV. This is a CSV file. You can see that there are commas separating the values, and that's what CSV stands for, is comma separated values. You'll import the CSV module, then you'll import or open the raw database into this raw database file here. You'll then use the CSV reader to read it into your database. When you read it into your database, I'll just go scroll this to the bottom so you can see what happens, and we can run it. I'll just delete this line here as well and see, so we can see what happens. I'm going to run this and you'll see that all the lines of the database just get spewed out here. And you can see that it's actually a bunch of dictionaries, data dictionaries according to Python's dictionary structure. So you've got the family name, and then you've got the given name, and it's all associated like a dictionary structure, which means that we can step through line by line and say, for example, we can actually look for the family names. So I'll scroll to the bottom again of this, so it's at the bottom, and we'll run it, and it should pop up with just the family names now. And you can see that that's the format of all the family names. Once you've done that and you've got it in, you're going to do some analysis by stepping through line by line and looking for things and counting them using Python. You're not going to count them manually, you're going to count them using variables, and you're going to count how many convicts had the family name of Jones. That's not a huge number. How many convicts had a given name of William? That's like, a lot of them. How many convicts came out on the Friendship, which is actually the name of a ship. And this is the hardest one that I'm going to ask you to do with this, is how many convicts were transported for stealing something. That is difficult because if you look through this database, you can see that this person here stole some lead from a roof, whereas this person here was accused of stealing clothing. This person here was stealing lace, and there's lots of different things that they stole: tobacco, silver spoons, or a trunk of clothing, all sorts of different things that they stole. You need to go through that crime and look for the word stealing within that string. So you can't just look for stealing, you've got to find stealing, and then you've got to count how many of them were done for stealing. It's quite a number. Some of them weren't though. It's, for example, this person here. Jasmine was done for assault and robbery. So you can see there that she was, done for assault and robbery, as opposed to everybody else is just about is done for stealing. So basically, we can look through this database line by line and start looking for strings and seeing if they're there. And if they are, you increment a counter to count that up. You're going to have to write your answers out in separate lines in full sentences. For example, there were 30 convicts who had the name of William. That would be a way of doing it. And you need to put that detail as a new line in a text file. You'll need to print out or do a screenshot of your code and a screenshot of the text file.